he's that dude. But he's still dangerous, and he is somebody who wants all of the smoke, is very talented and has pedigree, and he's around Bud and Shakur and those guys. So that would be like one of the first guys, if he does get the Tank Davis fight, then that'll be like the first guy that I've seen that's kind of complete like that and can like put your lights out as well that Tank Davis would have ever faced. And so that's the thing that I'm noticing about him. But I'm gonna get my guy in here, man. I'm gonna let him go ahead and cook a little bit. Because again, today for me, I'm just sitting back. It's a loving weekend. You understand what I'm saying? And I want everybody to eat. I'm gonna welcome my guy, the legend, Ty Finney, to the show. How you doing, good brother?
Doing good, man. Salute to you guys, man.
Salute to you, family. What did you see yesterday, man? Talk to us, King.
Yeah, Keyshawn, like, so credit, first and foremost, congrats to Keyshawn, getting that strap. But I like to say, like, from what I seen in the early rounds, it looked like it was an uncomfortable fight for Keyshawn. Like, Belichick, his style is just like it's awkward. You know what I mean? The way he moves, the way he, is going back, coming forward. It was a lot of grappling, a lot of holding. So I was saying to myself, it looks like Keyshawn was going to be in for a long night. But man, he kept his composure. He didn't let all that grappling, holding get to him. And he landed those body shots and put Belichick down. Belichick didn't beat the count. So like I'm highly impressed with Keyshawn. But I don't know how Belichick, I haven't seen much of him in the past, but like I don't know how he became a champ. But like I said, his style is so awkward. So I could see why he was giving guys a tough fight.
Style awkward, but that was the top. That's the top rank effect, man. You know what I mean? Like they stable of fighters, and they end up, putting him against somebody who, really it was supposed to be Navarrete was supposed to beat him, but Navarrete couldn't pull it off at 135 because Navarrete is not the same at 135 as he is at 130, and the way. See, Belichick can be tough because what Belichick does is what you were talking about as far as the grappling. But then sometimes what he'll do is he'll catch guys when they least expect it. Like they just finished throwing a flurry, then he comes with a chop and punch. You know what I mean? And he's very good at that. It's just against Keyshawn, but he gets hit. You can't be getting hit like that against Keyshawn. Not right now. Like Keyshawn is just on his game. He's gonna be tough for these dudes. But it was a very impressive performance. I'm glad that the kid got the belt on the WBO strap. So it shouldn't be any confusion now. Like people should be trying to get those belts. You would think, But 135 is stacking up. We'll talk a little bit more. I'm going to see what my boy Bivol talks about. He says that liver shot. Ooh, wee. And he was doing that too. Remember when they was calling him like the prospect of the year, and he was hitting dudes with them solid body shots. That's one thing he can do. He looked like Terrence in there. You see a little bit that influence, didn't you? Sort of, yeah. And then he says, I love you guys. Good job, Keyshawn. Absolutely. What's going on, Sugar Shane? I'm going to put that in that link in there for you just in case you want to come through like the flu. Anything else on Keyshawn, man? If not, you want to talk a little bit about Abdullah Mason. He was on the card too. He put out Manuel Jaimes. I think that was the same guy that gave Rolly a 12-round match, or at least they went the distance with Rolly. But he wasn't in there playing. He went back. That one punch that he hit him with, I think he hit him with that a couple times, but it was the uppercut when dude would overcommit. He had stepped back, boom, and Jaimes just couldn't do anything about it. But that was some perfect shots, nice balance. Just his awareness and being able to see what's coming at him and being able to deliver timely shots. I thought it was very impressive. It looked like he cleaned up a few things from his last bout. But let's go ahead and go with you, Ty. What did you think about Abdullah Mason? Because you want to talk about the young man.
Yeah, like I'm highly impressed with the kid, man. I know people had some questions with his last fight, but they were just really flash knockdowns. He wasn't in any trouble or anything like that. So I think he made a statement. Like he said, his opponent, when they came face to face, his opponent had that tough stare down. So I was like, okay, we in for a fight. But yeah, he couldn't do nothing with Abdullah Mason, man. So like you said, man, Abdullah Mason, like once he once he's in that pocket with you, he lets them hands go, man. He just got all the goods, man. He's got the power, he's got speed, he got timing, he's got IQ. So I see like a very bright future.
You got some good balance too, man. And the lightweight Tank might retire after this March 1st fight. You know what I'm saying? Because it started to get hot. Keyshawn, Abdullah Mason. I'm gonna tell you something before I forget. I know what Schofield is doing. Schofield is making sure that he gets the payday against Shakur before he had to face some of them young dudes. Because to me, I would favor all of them over Schofield. Matter of fact, that's who should be fighting each other. But see, he's smart by going after Shakur, who's not a power puncher. He's just going to embarrass you. And so facing them, you can really get some serious damage done to you messing around with Abdullah Mason and a Keyshawn Davis. Them dudes are mean. So I would rather go ahead and, because if I mess around with them and get beat, then I don't get Shakur. So I might as well go ahead and go after it now. But anyway, what did you think, Bill, about the performance by the kid, man? Looked good, man.
Yeah, he looked good. He's very aggressive. Of course, yeah, we saw that he can be caught, but he recovers very, very fast, and he'll put it on you. And I like what Top Rank is doing, you know, with those guys on those cards. The only guy that we didn't see was on that card was Troy Isley, and I thought that. No. I'm not saying it would have been great for him to redeem himself a little bit, give him a shot, and because he's one bad performance shouldn't like.
You talking about Troy Isley still, sir? That man right there, that was the most boring. He's
Abdullah Mason, the aggressive guy, fighting the right people. He's moving at the right pace. He's going to be a problem for until let somebody knock him off.
I was having a good day. He just said Troy Isley.
Yeah, I said Troy Isley, man. Well, I ain't gonna hate on the young man. I mean,
ain't nobody hating. This is what it is. I went to sleep though. I never went to sleep ever in a fight before. Like I literally caught me some good Z's. But I want to thank him because I was able to stay up a little later than I probably would have.
I'm not going down the young man. Hey, Troy, man, shout out. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You're going to be back.
Also on that card, you had Jared Anderson. I don't know if you fellas saw it, man, but he survived the late scare. Jared ended up getting clipped again. He didn't look like he was in the fight.
He's done.
You think so?
I think he's done. I mean, he ain't going to be – he's done on top level. All he's going to be going forward is an opponent to beat. And like I'm trashing him. It's kind of his fault.
I'm a hater. He said I was hating on Troy Isley.
No. Troy Isley is different from Jared Anderson because Jared Anderson he used to tell you even before he lost that he's a businessman. He's not in it for legacy. He's not in it to really win it like that. He's in there to just make money. You know what I'm saying? And then his outer ring antics. He's not focused. And even in this fight, this is a fight for him. Even the loss should have been a wake up call. Like. Compare him to somebody like Daniel Dubois, who suffered, some losses. But Daniel Dubois didn't implode. He was like, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna prove these people that my will is stronger than what they say I am.
Some people say he quit against Usyk, sir. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about?
Fine. I said that too. But you know what? He didn't go fight subpar fight in his next few fights. He bounced back. He did.
Daniel Dubois did. He got dropped. Like Daniel Dubois got dropped, but I don't even know who that dude was. He dropped in the second round. Like he had a bad performance. It wasn't until like the big baby fight that he ended up getting himself back right. And then he got the Herkovich win. This is still early. This is right after having a devastating loss. You want to go in there. You might have some rocky moments. What did George Foreman look like against Jimmy Young after he was knocked out?
We know he got dropped by Jimmy Young. But
he lost.
George Foreman wasn't a businessman at the time. He was at that time when he was fighting.
He looked like somebody who was checking out of the sport of boxing. He was causing all type of havoc in the locker room. He was saying this and that. People thought he was crazy. Yeah. He's not doing that. He had a bad performance, but you got to get back on the bike. After I mess around and have a bad accident on my bike, I might be a little bit slow to get back into the groove of things. In my career, I've been in situations where the politics of what it is that I'm doing, it got to me. And if you saw me performing to the naked eye, people probably been like, oh, man, he's great. But at the same time, I knew deep down in my heart that I was kind of going through the motions, but it wasn't until I had to regroup and get my form back. Once I got my form back, then I'm back on my Dean, and I'm focused, and now I think I'm the best of the best whoever done it before. But sometimes you just go through certain things mentally and physically. You can just not be in a good place. He didn't look like he was in a good place leading up to the fight in the press conference. I'm like, dang, his confidence has been taken from him. What it will take is for him to have a fight where he overcomes some adversity, kind of like Dubois. And then if he's able to overcome that adversity, whatever it is, those demons that he has, he understands that he overcame those demons, then I think he'll be in a better place. He may not. But I'm not going to write him off like he's done. I would never do that to a young man.
No, what did he say after the fight? What was his comments? Did he say, "I'm gonna be a champion"? Did he say that?
No, I don't know what he said after. I just saw him fight. But this right here, you can play with this right here, like, and this can like waver. But this right here, you can't play with that. And so once that's right, then everything else will fall into place. What say you, Ty? You see it?
Yeah, I saw it, and I had the same questions. Like in between rounds, like when he was standing up, like when the round was already started, he just looked like he wasn't 100% committed. Like he just looked like something was going on in his mind. So I don't know if it was just maybe the Bicoli loss got to him, but we know the stuff that he was saying even before the Bicoli fight. We know that he had defense issues before the Bicoli fight. And then in this fight, he was getting caught. He was getting caught with big shots. Yes, he came out victorious. But I don't know, man. I can't see Anderson like going very, very far. Yeah, I had him as one of those top American heavyweights, but like after the Bicoli loss and his performance yesterday, I don't know, man. I don't know. But like I said, he definitely looked like he was going through something in between rounds. And like after the fight was over, he hopped right out the ring and just bounced. So I don't know, man.
I think he might be facing some issues that's bigger than boxing. And once he gets those things, taken care of, if he's ever able to get those things taken care of, I'm just not going to write him off because, like I say, it's just a matter of what do you want to do and how much effort are you going to put into, like, it's here for me right here. I'm going to exhaust everything that I have in order to get what it is I'm trying to get out of the sport. If he ever comes to that place, then I can see him having some success. Because when I look at the heavyweight landscape, it's certain guys that I would truly avoid. You know what I mean? Forget the Bicoli rematch. Like, don't even concern yourself with that. That's like a terrible matchup. There's some guys there that he may be able to knock off, but he has to have this right. They haven't, and it's a reason why he always fights this level of opposition. Remember, they didn't want him to fight Bicoli, but that money, was there, and he took the opportunity. But he's still young though, so I'm hoping for the young man to get it right. I always thought that he had flaws anyway, because that backing out with your head in the air, there's too many guys who got those heavy hands that'll turn your lights out for you to be doing that in the heavyweight division. Also, yesterday, Catterall, he falls to Barboza. Barboza gets the Teofimo sweepstakes. Teofimo tweeted out that he wants to have a fight off onto the island of Alcatraz, and he'll accept the fight unless he takes the Henchins fight. But irregardless, Barboza was successful out there in Manchester against Jack Catterall. Bill, what did you think about the performance? Did you get a chance to see the fight?
Yeah, I saw the fight. I think it was more so, like I said, kind of like watching fencing, kind of swore fight where, they were. It was almost like basically two counter punchers trying to figure each other out, and whoever threw that shot, they missed. It was like they were trying to set up some combinations, and sometimes a lot of that stuff just wasn't working. But Barboza threw more. He seemed like he pressed the fight a little bit more, was throwing those right hands where he needed to, throwing body shots when he needed to. And Catterall seemed to wait too long, even though, I mean, neither of them did like too much more than the other.
They didn't. Well, let me ask you this question. Did you think that Catterall was going to get the decision, since it was Barboza was winning, you know what I mean? But since it was really kind of close, Where did you think they were going to go with the decision?
Based off of the promoters and being on the zone and all that location, I thought Catterall was going to get it. I honestly did. So I was I can't say I was shocked, but I was like, oh, okay.
No, they're trying to be fair. They kind of like the Sheik now. You know what I mean? Like the Sheik doesn't. That's why when you spoke a couple of weeks ago talking about the fights over there in Saudi Arabia, like they seem to be fair and balanced, with what is going on over there. And it seemed like Eddie Hearn is trying to take a feather out of their cap with that. As far as the results are concerned, Barbosa did land 18 more shots. He threw more, but Catterall was slightly more accurate. The better jab was with Catterall. Not much, a lot of action there. You know what I mean? But it was a matchup. Some of these guys, it just won't be a good matchup because they're better off having guys who are going to come to them. And then it's just going to be that bull and matador. And they better at that, like a Jose Ramirez or Josh Taylor. Like, they look better against those type of opponents. With this one right here, that's why I told you before I would like to have seen Pernell Whitaker and Hector Camacho because they're better when guys come to them. What did you think yesterday, Ty? Did you get a chance to see the fight, or that was one that was off your radar?
Yeah, I didn't catch that one, but I was saying.
Just tell the truth. You tell the truth, man. Just be honest. You don't mess with them blokes out there, man.
Yeah, that started earlier in the day, though, didn't it?
Let's keep it real.
It was a little early. It was a little early in the day. It wasn't. It was about like maybe 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah, shout out
to Legacy Define. While you over there, shout out to Legacy Define, man. I see you got that paper, that Skrilla right there. Shout out to you. Make sure you hit the like and sub, good brother, man.
Yeah. Shout out, salute.
Yeah, thanks for the love, good brother. But yeah, I'm listening, Ty.
Yeah, I was just saying the guy was saying he Barbosa probably won because he think it was just Catterall's game plan. He was just like Catterall didn't really stick with a game plan. If he had a better game plan, he could have probably won this fight easily. So he just saying that Catterall could have definitely had it. His game plan was just off.
Yeah. Tell the truth though. You don't mess with them dudes out there, man. Anybody care about no Catterall? Nah, but here's the thing though.
Teal better care about him.
Well, he ain't gonna have to face Catterall. It's like this, right?
Well, you better care about Barbosa.
Yeah, but they got some other plans for T.O. Remember, he got the little tournament offer. He got the Henson's fight. It's a lot of little boxers out there in the 140-pound weight class that is going to be troublesome for T.O.
But honestly, do you see Teofimo Lopez agreeing to being a part of any tournament?
I don't know. I don't know what T.O. on, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't see T.O. fighting anybody outside of the Steve Klavitz, and then he might take a fight. Like once he looks really bad, then it's like, okay, I'm gonna take on somebody who is a challenge. I don't know, man. But that money out there in Saudi is so ridiculous that they always offering the fights that you can't refuse. It seems like out there. Well, let's go ahead and keep it moving, man. Look at this. This is Love Weekend, man. Everything is all Lovey Smith, no hate. You know what I mean? Even though Vail was trying to hate on Big Baby, I'm trying to say, like, Big Baby, you still got an opportunity, good brother. Just make sure that that's what you want to do. Boxing is nothing that you can half-heartedly do. You got to go in there and give it your all in training. And if your heart isn't in it, your mind isn't right, then just step away from the game until you get things going in the right direction. All right, man. This week, man, it's gonna be the Super Bowl. This is one of the best fight cards that they've had. Some great ones, but Vail, I'm disappointed in you, brother. Because this fight right here, and shout out to Sheik. Beterbiev and Bivol is the headline, right? That's the fight. Yeah, okay, I see it on here. Yeah. So you got that fight. Obviously, if you're going to predict, and if you're a boxing show, you have to make a prediction on that. The heavyweight champ who just knocked out Anthony Joshua, you got to predict that fight, and he might potentially face Usyk. The Schofield and Stevenson fight, I'm sure people want to hear our predictions about that fight. You got the young upstart against the savvy, seasoned slickster in Shakur. what disappointed me is that you didn't want to predict the Ortiz and Madrimon, which might be the best fight of the year. That hurt me, sir.
You know what? I saw it. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, man. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm gonna say something that I never really say on this show. You're right, sir. I was wrong.
Thank you.
I feel I disappointed myself in that.
We'll leave it alone. Since you feel remorse, I get it. We all make mistakes, and apology accepted. Okay, but let's go ahead and start off with the big event, man. You got Artur Beterbiev. He's 21-0, 20 KOs. His only decision victory came against the gentleman he's rematching. He has a 73-inch reach. He resides out of Quebec, 40 years of age. Yeah. He's, like I say, he's coming off the Bivol victory. You can see there's some of his recent fights. I think that by far he has a better resume than his opponent. Dmitry Bivol is 23-1 with 12 KOs. Don't let them 12 KOs fool you, because I think he's kind of subtle with some of the power that he packs. He's 34 years of age, 6 years younger, 6 feet tall, 72-inch reach. He resides out of Indio, California. That's not too far from where Timothy Bradley is from Soviet. I thought he was from the Soviet Union. I could be wrong. Russian. Again, you can take a look at his resume. Like I say, not as many intriguing names on his resume as Artur Beterbiev. I'm talking about solid 175-pound fighters. Now, again, they're going to be going into this rematch. Let's start with you, Vale. Give us your breakdown of what's going to transpire next week in the main event.
A lot of what I think is going to happen is based off of the reaction of the first fight, where neither of these guys are big talkers, but I feel like Beterbiev was more in his win. He was more looking at like, man, I should have did this more. I should have did that more. I'm gonna do this. More so than Bivol was in his loss. And Bivol fought well, but still, it's things that he could have done to really separate himself more. So I think, and also we gotta look at how that Beterbiev was more inactive going into that fight versus now what it's like
4 months.
4 months is less than 6 months. So he didn't dust that rust off a little bit more. So I think he's probably going to start sooner. I'm not going to say he's going to start immediately, but I think he's going to warm up a lot quicker than he did last time, and I think he's going to seek to try to drown Bivol. And even though he does that, I think Bivol is too good to be stopped, and I think he's more dangerous than advertised. So it's going to be a good fight. I just think Beterbiev is really going to take over. He's going to right those wrongs he thought was wrong even in his win, and I think he's going to win a decision over Dmitry Bivol.
All right, I'm going to hold off for a second, Ty, and let you get your thoughts together. Let me go ahead and read this comment by Sugar Shane Solis. He says, Bivol wins. I pray that Top G of the week gets respect from his kids. Sad to see what's going on with his ex running his name in the mud while he's giving her $300K. Okay. Ty, what's your take? What's going to happen, sir?
Yeah, I think Beterbiev wins the rematch again. I think that Bivol, he felt in his heart he won the first one, so I can see him coming out being more aggressive, letting his hands go more. But if he does that, you don't really want to trade with a guy like Beterbiev because of his power. But like he said, he went the distance with him the first time. So, but I can see him definitely want to let his hands go more. But like I said, you just can't trade with a guy like Beterbiev because you're going to get hurt. So I see Bivol like being strategic, being defensively responsible. But I feel that he definitely wants to stay busier in this fight. So with him staying busy, I can just see Beterbiev countering him, and that Bivol can get clipped with a big shot, and then he's gonna start fighting from the back for it more. So, but I'll probably go with Beterbiev by decision again in this fight.
All right. And so Shane says Bivol's ex-wife is talking again like she did when he fought Canelo. I'm not going to speak on the man's wife. That's between them. This unfortunate situation that's going on as far as the tension, and I can just see it in her eyes that she really is upset. And that what they say about a woman scorned, that they're willing to go to any depths in order to get whatever revenge that they're trying to get from that relationship. So hopefully, he seems like the type of guy who is so professional, even though that could be getting to you. I think that he's like a Kobe Bryant. Once he gets into the ring on the court, then they're able to block those things out, stay focused in on a task at hand. Sometimes that may be even more of a motivating factor to be successful as well. But we shall see. I don't think that it will play a factor in this fight. I see it like this. Some of the things that are intriguing to me. One is Beterbiev has more time for that knee to heal. And so that's going to be important for him, his ability to cut off the ring and also be able to plant in order to land those vicious shots that he likes to throw. And a lot of times he's so powerful and so compact. I've seen him have Bivol moving around the ring with a stiff jab. And it's like, no, I don't want any more of that. And then I'm moving around. Another factor is on the flip side, Bivol, he may want to try to back up Beterbiev, because when I looked at some of the highlights, he was having some success when he was having him back up. Usually, guys with the style of Beterbiev they don't like that. They don't like to be pushed back. Now he can fight going backwards. I saw him do that against Joe Smith as he was boxing a little bit. That only went 2 rounds, but he was doing a whole bunch of stuff in that little 2-minute time frame or 2-round time frame that fight lasted. Also, the age, I would be more concerned about his age if this fight was like a year from now, but it's only 4 months. And he looked like he was gassing a little bit in the 7th round going into the 8th round. But ironically enough, he finished stronger than Bivol did in the 11th, 10th, 11th round. He was the one applying more pressure. And like you said, Ty, I'm sure Bivol thinks that I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive because I don't want the judges. I want to make sure that if this does go to the scorecards, that there's no doubt that I'm the one who's victorious. But by doing so, you can open yourself up to being hit with some of those big shots. And that's what happened in the 6th or 7th round. He got a little bit too full of himself and he went to go land one more shot. The next thing you know, he got clipped. And to me, that kind of changed the whole trajectory of the fight. It's going to be interesting, man. If I had to call it, and I'm going to say this before I give my prediction, I think that Beterbiev is a little bit more longer in the tooth. He's just not his demise or his deterioration is slow. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think this the same Beterbiev that we saw against Gazdik. I just don't. But he's still good enough. And I think with this fight right here, the quick turnaround, I think he has more to improve on, and the ability, because of like I said, the knee, the fact that Bivol had a fight in between, he was a little bit more fine-tuned. So I think that he'll start faster. But that Russian style is very tricky. And the fact that Bivol had an opportunity to see what it is, he saw this boogeyman up front. The only thing, the biggest thing is that he has to be perfect for another 12 rounds. And I think that his best shot at beating Beterbiev was the last time when he had the long layoff coming off surgery. This time I see a late round stoppage. I see about 11th round TKO victory for Artur Beterbiev. I think he's going to hurt him a little bit more in this fight. If you remember the fight afterwards, he wasn't, as active as he normally is, but you saw all of the marks and abrasions and stuff like that on Bivol's face. And so I think this time, going in there 24 rounds with that destructive big fella for the 175-pound weight class, he's not going to be able to survive all 12. So I said 11th round TKO victory for Artur Beterbiev. Anything else you guys have before we go into the next fight on that tremendous card by the Sheik, who the hell was hating on before?
I ain't going to apologize for hating on him, man. Nah.
Well, I ain't even going to get off into it.
Let's not get into it.
Man. It's all about love today, all right? So now, let's go to the next fight that Vail wants to talk about. It's going to be Daniel Dubois, 22-0, 2 losses by KO. 2021 knockout, 6'5", 78-inch reach. He's a bloke out of the UK. They call him Triple D. The D is for dynamite. He's going to be taking on Joseph Parker, who's 35-3 with 1 KO loss, with 23 KOs, finding this. He's coming, finding his niche again. He's on point. 33 years of age, 6'4", 76-inch reach from down under. All right, Ty, talk to us, man. Who you liking in this one, man, and why?
Man, I like Daniel Dubois. It's a tricky fight though, because I feel both guys are on a mission. You know, Joseph Parker, he's definitely on a mission. I was hearing stories like, you know, how he's away from his family for over a year. You know, so he was definitely dedicated to his craft. You see what he came out victorious, you know, against Zelizon. We see what he did to Wilder. But same thing with Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois is on a mission as well. So, like, he's been stopping all these guys, stopping Joshua, you know, stopping Herkovich, stop Big Baby. So I think his hunger is just next level, man. Like, he showed after the usage laws that he's right back in there. He's hungry, and I think he wants to run through Parker and get that use of rematch. So, and we seen, you know, Joseph Parker go down, you know, by a slow Joe Joyce, and you know, Dubois is faster. You know, Dubois is faster. He's going to be throwing bombs, you know, for 12 rounds. You got a guy that big in front of you throwing bombs for 12 rounds. It's going to be tough to, you know, to avoid every single punch he throws. So I see this being a war, but I see Daniel Dubois coming out victorious, probably, I would say, like an 8th, 9th round stoppage.
Talk to us, Bill. What you think?
Yeah, I think this is a hard fight to predict because both guys are, you know, they're on the up and up as far as rebuilding themselves and
confidence,
destroying some of the notions. Yeah, they both are, you know, confident. They're destroying the notions of who they were. They both of them are showing that they're not to be defined by their losses. You know, Parker, you know, tremendously boxing skills. You know, he can move around the ring, and I think he tires a lot of guys out just trying to chase him down now all of a sudden. Daniel Dubois is just becoming a monster, man. It's almost like he's facing his biggest fears, you know, and it made him stronger. Where those same things, I'm not sure. I definitely don't predict. I definitely don't think Joe Joyce will beat him again. Now Usyk is a different story, but Joe Joyce, I don't see Joe Joyce beating him.
Man, Joe Joyce is washed, man. Ain't even a question. Yeah,
so for Daniel Dubois, I think he's riding high. I think he's adding a little bit of wrinkles to his game, even mental wrinkles to his game. And do I see him stopping? I can see him tiring Joseph Parker out late in the fight. So I'll say 10-round stoppage.
This is a very, very tricky fight, man. Because when I'm looking at Daniel Dubois, the people that he's beaten, Philip Herkovich, he's kind of more stationary. Anthony Joshua, stationary. Big Baby Miller. It's a good win, but I think Big Baby wasn't in the shape that he needed to be in that fight. Got the loss to Usyk. Kevin Lerner is the one that dropped him one or two times in that fight. Tricky, man. This is a very tricky fight, man. And I'm looking at how Joseph Parker, he knows how to stink things up to a certain degree, but then land his shots where you're not too bored with his fights. But he can be touched. I saw Jelly, you know, put him on his keister. Like I said, Joe Joyce was able to put him on his keister. I can see him frustrating the mess out of Daniel Dubois, though, too. And here's the one thing that concerns me about this fight. When I'm looking at Daniel Dubois in the press conferences, it's not like it feels like he's eager to face Joseph Parker. And it's kind of like he's looking past Joseph Parker for like the Usyk rematch. You know, I'm gonna have to go with somebody's gonna get upset on his fight card, and I think this might be the upset. If Daniel Dubois doesn't like get him out of there early, and Parker like gets a little bit of confidence, I can see him, you know, because styles make fights. This is not the Joe Joyce. Like when Joseph Parker fought Joe Joyce, I think that he wasn't on his game like that. And also Joe Joyce, that's a big, strong, confident Joe Joyce who was like the Terminator, you know what I mean, coming after people and eventually wearing them down. And he wasn't beat up like he has been since the Jelly John fights. So it's a totally different ball game. In this fight, I think that the way Dubois fights, the way Parker fights with the rhythms, I can see Parker winning a 12-round decision. And I can see this being a rematch. I think they might end up fighting again. But I'm going to go with that right there. In the comments, let us know what you think, man. Also on this right here, I had to put it on here, man. We can go ahead briefly, go through this really quickly. But Virgil Ortiz is going to be the third fight on the leading up to the, so it'll be Ortiz versus Madrimov, Parker Dubois, and then the main event will Bivol Beterbiev. But in this one right here, Virgil Ortiz, 22-0 with 21 knockouts. Some people say that he lost in his last fight against Borchuk. He's 26 years of age, 5'10", 70-inch reach. Where I lived for 14 years, Grand Prairie, right? Coming off the Borchuk fight, you can see his resume right there in his last maybe 8-9 fights. Fight somebody, Israel Madrimov. They call him the Dream, 30 years of age. They call him Lil G. Say like Triple G. I think so. 5'8.5", got that little herky-jerky style. He also lives out there in Indio, California. That's not his resume, but what do you think, Phil? Who you got?
Oh man, it's going to be an interesting fight. It's actually hard for me to predict looking at all the nuances of it because you can't judge how this fight would go with Madrimov based off of what Madrimov did with Terrence Crawford because Terrence is more so he's going to box first and he has sting on his punches. Virgil Ortiz is going to try to go for and brutalize Madrimov. And I think that's what's going to make it a very entertaining fight. And I think Madrimov might be the better boxer in this fight. I think that's what's going to be interesting. You know, Madrimov is going to be using a little bit of footwork on Ortiz. And I think he does have enough pop to get Ortiz's attention. So this will be a vicious fight only because Ortiz is going to make it vicious. Man, it's interesting because I can see both hurting each other. But if I had to choose, I'm going to say, man, because I've seen both, you know, Buzz, I've seen Ortiz get really hurt. But I'm not sure if Madrimov will hurt Ortiz enough to stop him. But I can see Ortiz brutalizing Madrimov too. I can see that. And I'm trying to think through this, but I'm just going to throw a dart. I'm throw a dart to the wall and say Ortiz is going to stop Madrimov in the 11th round.
What about you, Ty? What you think? And try your best to land your plan sooner.
Yeah, this is a tricky one as well, but I'm gonna go with Virgil Ortiz by decision. I think Virgil Ortiz, his style has just come forward. His styles come forward, try to get you out of there. Madrimov, on the other hand, is using footwork, using angles, boxing strategic. But I think Virgil Ortiz, he just wants to go in there and make a statement. He wants to go in there and brawl, get the fans a toe-to-toe war fight. And I can see Madrimov getting uncomfortable with that and, using his footwork to stay away from Virgil Ortiz and, trying to use his jab and boxing from the outside. But I can see Virgil Ortiz, just walking through all that and just taking it to him toe-to-toe. Like same way how he fought Belichick, just giving the fans a fan-friendly fight. So with this one, man, I'm going to have to go with Virgil Ortiz by decision.
Yeah, I'm going the opposite direction in this one too. I see that herky-jerky style of Madrimov. It's going to give him it'll give anybody all type of trouble. And Virgil Ortiz, unlike Terrence Crawford understood that I better put this jab on this dude first. And Ortiz, he just fights harder. I think this is kind of a bad matchup. Virgil Ortiz said that they sparred with each other like 3 or 4 times before, and that's probably the reason why he took the fight, because he knows it's going to be a tough fight. He wants all the smoke with the toughest guys in the division. I think that he's too complete for Virgil Ortiz based on what I saw. The amateur pedigree. He's a big, solid 154-pound fighter. Virgil Ortiz, to me, in the Borachuck fight, I didn't see many adjustments, man. I just saw him, coming a little bit harder, a little bit more feisty. And I think that a guy like Madrimov can use those type of things against you. And the way he was landing that right hand on Terrence Bud Crawford, I could just only imagine what he's going to be setting Ortiz up. And I think that this is going to be a pretty convincing victory, maybe like an 8-4, 9-3. But I got Israel Madrimov winning, and then hopefully this is set up a Madrimov versus Murtazalia fight, because I don't think
that would be for us. That's the boxing match for us.
Absolutely. All right, let's keep it moving, man. You got Shakur Stevenson. He's going to be fighting against young upstart in Kid Austin, Floyd Schofield. Shakur's 22-0, 10 KOs. 5'8", 27 years of age, 68-inch reach, out of Newark, New Jersey, fighting out of Houston now. He's coming off a less than stellar performance. He's also coming off a pretty long layoff. He had an injury that he had to heal up. Floyd Schofield also not coming in, as far as a good performance, but he's 18-0, got a little pop, 12 KOs, 22 years of age, 5'7", out of Austin, Texas, well, that's where he resides. He's also from New Jersey. And again, he's coming off a 12-round decision where he was dropped in the 11th round. Kind of looked like he was fatiguing and gassing in that fight also. What do you guys think about this matchup between Kid Austin and Shakur Stevenson?
Go
ahead.
I think I have no doubt that Shakur Stevenson is going to win this fight. Now, how he wins it, that's up for debate because he is coming off an injury. He's been, out of the ring for a little bit longer than I would like. So, and Kid Austin, even though he's I don't think he's ready for this type of a challenge. I think because he's so unorthodox and he mixes it up, he likes to mix it up and be a little wild a lot. I think that's what's going to kind of offset Shakur early in the fight. So Stevenson is going to win this fight. It's just like how many rounds that Kid Austin is going to win off of him. And I say Kid Austin might win 3 rounds. So I see a 9-3 type of decision out of Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, for me, I'm with Val. I believe Shakur Stevenson wins this fight easily, but we know that he's born. But I see this like going in his favor as giving the fans the fight that they're looking for. I can see this ending kind of like a Jameer Heron type fight. I can see, because like you said, Will, like Schofield, he looked like in his last fight, he looked like a Sean Porter type guy. He looked like he fell and everything. He just looked like he wasn't like on his A game 100%. So I could just see Stevenson pot shotting him, catching him with everything, and I can see Schofield just getting frustrated with all the shots that he's taking. I think he's definitely going to gas because he can't keep up with Stevenson's offense. So if Stevenson's like, if his hand is like not 100, if he's like going to be testing his hand out, I can see it going to decision. But if he's just letting them hands go, I can see this definitely ending like a Jameer Heron fight. So I'm gonna go with Shakur Stevenson by late stoppage. Now I think that Schofield may come in, trying to make a statement, but I think eventually he'll just get frustrated with Shakur's offense. So I'm gonna go with Shakur by late stoppage, probably 10th, 11th round. I think you're on mute.
Hey, you're on mute, Will.
It's all good. Shout out to Ping. He says, great analysis, bro. Nothing but love. This Valentine's Day weekend, your brother. So appreciate the love. Shout out to Ty for his analysis, or Vail, whoever he was saying that about. Now, to me, this fight right here has 12-round unanimous decision written all over it. Schofield is an upstart. He's not ready for this fight. The punches that he's throwing, I don't even think he's as powerful as people think. I just think that he's a strong guy. You see the muscular frame and the big head that he has on, and respectfully, not in a bad way, but I'm saying because that could be something that helps him in a fight because we know that Shakur has bad hands. And so he lands something on top of the head, then that means that one of his hands may just be, messed up for the rest of the fight, which would help Kid Austin out. He's too open. He's too wide. I don't even, like I said, last fight, showing that he didn't even have enough gas in the tank in order to be able to finish strong. And he turned his back to his opponent. I never seen a guy who really is that dude like that. So, and it was somebody who has a lot of background noise. I'm gonna leave my analysis at that. But again, somebody has a lot of background noise. It's hard to, and I'm gonna move on to the next topic. So that's that. Any other fights? So for instance, who do you guys have in the Buatsi fight? You don't have to break down, but Buatsi, Callum Smith. Who do you like in that?
Buatsi.
You got Buatsi, Callum Smith. What about you, Ty? Who you got?
I'll go with Buatsi as well.
I don't see what people see in Buatsi. It's just Callum Smith been knocked around by Beterbiev lately. So I'm gonna have to go with Callum Smith. What about Jelly and Cabal? Tough right now.
I think Jelly Jean still got a little bit more in the clip, so I'm still gonna go with Jean.
Jelly better win before the 5th. I'll tell you that right now. Because once the fight goes a little bit later, that boy right there can go, man. He was whooping on Frank Sanchez. So I got Zelly early and I got Cabal late. What about you, Ty?
Yeah, I'm with you 100 on that. Like, Kabay got some pop, but Zhang is a dangerous fighter as well. He's a big guy, but the only thing we are concerned with is his age. But he's still, he stopped Wilder, so it's going to be a tricky one, man. Like if Kabay is landing bombs early, I can see Zhang getting hurt, and then if it goes on to the later rounds, I can see Zhang getting tired. So. Yeah, if Zhang doesn't get him out there early, man, I got Caballero winning by late stoppage or decision. But I'm gonna go with Zelly's. It's a tricky one, but I'm gonna go with Zelly's on early. But if he gets tired, then I got Caballero.
That's crazy that Jelly ended up. I guess that money though. You know what I'm saying? If she give you that money, you take it. And then also Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. He says, "Salute, fam." Yeah, nothing but love, man. This is Valentine's Day weekend, man. This ain't nothing but love. Ain't all that hate and stuff like that. We're gonna go ahead and get you up out of here, man. And Ping says Cabal's body shots are bad. Yeah, I've never seen somebody go to Jelly's body, but you got to be careful because that dude got some power in both hands. Seeing what he did to Wilder over there talking to people in the 4th row, asking him about can he get a lollipop and Snickers at the same time. Like, why would you want them sweets like that, though? You know what I'm saying? And then he says, boxing conversations with Swaggy. He says, I got Cabal with a body shot. Okay. We're going to see, man. Y'all fellas, you watching the whole card or you going to wait for the top 3 card fights on the card?
I'm going to watch the fights that I'm interested in. So, some of these I don't have the patience to sit there for 8 hours. I can't do it. I salivate the opportunity for like a day like this. Now, again, next week, my boo, she better not be trying to holler at me on Saturday. You understand what I'm saying? This Valentine's weekend is this week, not next week. Okay. All right. What about you, Ty? You watching all of them?
Yeah, like you said, man, this is a lot of people are saying that this is like one of the best cards of the year. So I think
you don't agree?
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Well, I think the one that least has my attention is definitely like Butatsi, however we say his name, Callum Smith. But all the other ones, man, all of them got my attention, man. So I'm definitely probably going to be glued to the TV, man.
Yeah, man. I want to see Buatsi go to sleep from Callum gonna put that boy. I'm tired of Buatsi, man. He's just a big dude. You know what I'm saying? Like they keep, Buatsi this, he's up there. No. He's not. And let's go ahead and end this hype train. Let's go Bivol win it again. He didn't win the first time, sir. You don't watch this whole card, then you ain't no boxing fan. Yeah, Bill, you come on, brother. Like, what we doing? He said he ain't
No, man. You gonna get a fight, then you gonna get 30 minutes of a performance by,
we ain't talking
Migos.
And saying, and to top it off, this is overseas, so those cards start early, so it's not your typical 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock fight card. So yeah, I can see myself being glued to the TV, man.
Absolutely, it ain't like it's gonna be late, But
we
the
ain't
thing is,
another fight for another month.
See over there talking to negativity, man. This is Valentine's weekend, brother. Like, come on, man.
All right, you're right. I'll show a little bit more love.
What she want, the Tank Davis fight card with him and Roach? Like, then you hyped it. Oh yeah.
I'm walking off, Will. Don't ever put Tank Davis in my vocabulary.
You hating on the Sheik though. The Sheik done made boxing great again. But let's go ahead and go over a couple topics, man. I'm gonna start off with this right here, man. You speaking of your boy Tank. I don't know if you can hear this, but I'm gonna play this audio of Tank Davis talking about. Let me know if you can hear it. I'm gonna try to turn it up. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Let me know if you can hear it. You can't?
I can see it, yeah.
Can y'all hear that?
No, I can't hear it.
Nah.
Okay. Let me see. Tank is on Lil Yachty podcast, and he says that the reason why he didn't fight Devin is because he thought that they was gonna cheat him over, like with the Sheik and everything. And he said that he thought that he had to knock him out, and that's the reason why he didn't want to fight him. Do you consider that a duck, or do you consider that legitimate?
I did see that interview. I seen that clip. I don't know, man. Like I'll lean more towards a duck. Man. But I believe Tank would get Haney out there anyway. But I mean, but if you don't want to get in there and actually fight the guy, I mean, I'm looking at it more of as a duck.
Bill, do you hear the question, sir?
No, I didn't, man. Can you repeat it?
Tank Davis on this podcast here with Little Yachty was asked about Devin Haney, and so he was, to make a short story shorter, Tank Davis said the reason why he didn't fight Devin Haney is because he felt as though they might cheat him, over with the Sheik and everything, because he's cool.
Tank Davis is just not that shows you that he's not. He has boxing IQ, but I'm not sure if I don't know. I have to question his IQ level, because if he's as talented as he's been selling us, he shouldn't have had no problem fighting Devin Haney. He should go in there thinking he's gonna knock Devin Haney out, and with no issue to be cheated, because he's gonna knock Devin Haney out. I believe in Tank Davis' ability to knock Devin Haney out more than he believes in his own ability. That's a problem. That's a big problem. And that's showing a chink in his armor. Like, it's something that about him and how his people move him that is making me see that something there exists. They know something about him that even I haven't seen yet. Because as it stands, when I look at both of those fighters, I see Tank Davis stopping Devin Haney. So if he's doubting that, that's a problem. It's up there. So he is ducking.
Yeah, I'll say this. Like this guy Pink said in the comment section, they sparred in the past and whatnot. But I feel Tank would want it his rules, keep it in the States, have it on a PBC card, his way, him, he's probably going to be the A side and all that. So I see Tank want it on his rules, on his terms. He don't want to fight overseas. He don't want it to be under another promoter. He wanted PBC, his rules, then he'll probably make the fight happen. But with him saying that, I look at it as a duck, because maybe he's feeling Devin's going to outbox him the whole fight, or if he wins, they'll probably give it to Devin. But with Tank's power, we know he's got the best power. I see Tank stopping him. But with him saying that, I'm looking at it as a duck. I mean, think about it. You're fighting Milan Roach in a few weeks. That's easy work.
Listen, man, this is Duck season, man. I ain't talking about Eugene, Oregon, where the Oregon Ducks play. You understand what I'm saying? This is straight Duck action. But again, you can get away with it because this is the era of the Blues Clues kids. This is the era of the Clifford Rick, Big Red Dog Syndrome kids. You see, what people will tell you is, oh, well, Tank will beat him easily. Well, what difference will it make? He'll beat him because you don't have to fight him. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is the perception of the fact that, oh, yeah, no, he'll beat him. What has Shakur done? But like you said, what has Lamont Roach done at 135? What did Rolly Romero do? You know, so you can't really have it both ways where, dude, you're not fighting anybody, let alone Devin Haney. I don't know. Like, people keep telling me, oh, he'll knock out Devin. I don't know. Devin Haney's a boxer. If Devin Haney boxes the way he boxed prior to the Ryan Garcia fight, I can see him beating Tank Davis. I rarely saw Devin Haney lose a round unless he did something where he's trying to please the crowd, like when he was against Linares, and everybody's like, oh, he don't have any power and all that type of stuff. So he went in there trying to knock him down or knock him out, ended up getting clipped in 11. But outside of that, he was whitewashing Linares. He just needs to take a page out of somebody like a Andre Ward. I don't care about what y'all say. I'm going to go up here and get this victory, and I'm going to do what it is I need to do to win, and that's it. But he doesn't do that sometimes. He try to be too much of a crowd pleaser where okay, dude is 3 pounds over. I'm still going to fight him. I mean, all of these type of things that's going on, I'm going to still go ahead and try to do what's in the best interest of the fans. No, it's a saying. Be friends with everybody. You're an enemy to yourself. Self-preservation, man. You go ahead and do what's in the best interest of you and let the chips fall where they may. You can like it if you like it. You can hate it if you want to. But at the end of the day, I'm doing what's in the best interest for me. He shouldn't have went up in there trying to rumble with no Ryan Garcia because that wasn't the best avenue for victory. But that's what he did. But as far as this Tank Davis guy, I don't know. He don't fight anybody. Every time he fights somebody, he has to have everything in his favor. Okay, if you're a little bigger, I'm gonna have a weight clause. If you're or I'm fighting me a Lamont Roach, or I'm fighting somebody, I'll go down and fight Santa Cruz, and this little guy can come up to face me. All of that type of stuff. Enough of the Blues Clues, brothers.
Enough of the Blues Clues. And then Tank versus Nui, that shouldn't even be on there. We should not be talking about a guy that fights like 3 weight classes below Tank. It should not even be a question. It's not even. I don't know why that is even a topic. Tank versus Haney though. Tank versus Keyshawn, cool.
Yeah, we'll keep it moving, man, because we got stuff to do, man. I'm trying to go ahead. I got one day off, and like I said, I got to be my cutie tomorrow around 12. WBL open to doing 15-round fights for undisputed. Like if it's an undisputed match, they open to doing that. What do you guys think about opening up 15-round fights? You think that that's something that should be taken into consideration for unification matchups?
I don't know. I know they shortened it for safety purposes.
Dooku Kim, he got killed by Ray Boom Boom Mancini.
Yeah, but I don't think that's because it was 15-round fight. I think it's more so the punishment that was being, taken.
He's getting his butt whooped for about 14 rounds. So if he probably would have.
Maybe, but if when you think about it though, because rounds are now 12 rounds, you have guys that can't even go 10 rounds. They're getting tired. They're built. They don't have the endurance and stamina of those guys that went 15 rounds. Now they're muscled up. They get tired. 8 rounds. They're stronger.
Are those the dudes who are the undisputed champions? Are those guys the ones who have that issue? We talking about the upper echelon guys who are fighting for undisputed is what they were talking about, not some rinky dink.
Okay. All right. Okay. By that, I'm fine with it. I'm cool with it. I'm cool. Upper echelon, 15 rounds.
What about you, Ty? What do you think about 15 rounds?
Yeah. I'm not with it, but I would say this: if the whoever's fighting for the undisputed, if they're willing to do it, if they're willing to say, here, let's go 15 rounds. Okay, I'm cool with it. But other than that, I'm not cool with it. Like, they changed this years ago. They changed this a long time ago. I think 15 rounds is too much. The guys get exhausted, get tired. But, I mean, it is an extra 3 rounds, if they feel like, hey, man, this fight, I'm winning this fight, they may give it to the other guy. We got a few more rounds, to settle this. So, I'm cool with it if the fighters want it, but other than that, nah, I'm cool with 12 rounds.
Absolutely not. Only thing I can see is if the fight is a draw and then they're like, okay, we do one more round. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that, possibly, perhaps. But I'm with the Sheik, man. 15-round fights should never be allowed to happen again. Them dudes, somebody's going to seriously get hurt because you're coupling getting hit in the head with being extremely exhausted. 12 rounds is max. And you've seen some people who fall out and then end up having convulsions and brain damage after 12 rounds. Hence Superman when he fought against Gosdick. Like that punishment that you take, it's just too much when you exhausted. Like it feel like you run a marathon, but on top of that, you're getting hit upside the head. No way, not today. I don't think that should be allowed. They tried it back in the day. They used to do 20-something rounds back in the day. But no, it's too long for TV. Like you can't have these people, the Clipper, the big red dog syndrome type people watching 15-round fight. Oh, it's 15 rounds. No, man, I gotta go and do this. I gotta get on Twitter and TikTok. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. Did you just say like, oh man, we got 8 hours of boxing. I'm gonna be glued to the TV screen. Hey,
I am.
Yeah. So
I am. But I don't expect a novice to be sitting up there watching. I'm talking about a true boxing fan.
Casual fans, what you're saying?
Yeah, like you couldn't have them. If that Beterbiev and Bivol fight, you trying to introduce them to boxing, that thing mess around and go to in the 15th round, they'll be sitting over there going crazy, man. Oh, you see this on TikTok? Man, dude is about to get knocked out, man. What do you get that out of the way? We'll mess around and with friendships, man. So it says Abdul Rahim, he says, everyone assalamu alaikum. How are you all doing? Very good. Thank you. Appreciate it. Comment, share, subscribe. Blessings and many thanks, man. Thank you so much. Again, it's all about love, man. That's what we're doing this week. Appreciate you. And then Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz and Moore says, I was really changed so title fights would fit into the TV. Yeah, that too. You they had to do it. Yeah, too much punishment. 15 rounds. Ping says that, and then Bruce Gas says that was in the days only a few TV stations. Today we got thousands of stations that they have fights on. Abdul, assalamu alaikum. So again, that's that love, man. Don't be over here hating, Bill. All right, Abdullah Mason, we talked about that, but he has a fight against Giovanni Cabrera April 5th already. Do you like that for him? Cabrera can box a little bit. You see what he was doing against Pitbull. You think that Abdullah Mason is going to have some trouble with Cabrera?
I don't think so. I think it's a great fight for him. If he didn't believe that he could do anything to Cabrera, he wouldn't take this fight. And it shows that he's confident.
That little fella right there, he is one that it's hard to hate on Abdullah Mason. You can be the Grinch who stole Christmas. You're not gonna hate on Abdullah Mason. No. Just listen to him, listen to his poise, listen to how complimentary he is. He's confident, but at the same time, he's realistic. He's somebody who can take constructive criticism and he can hold a conversation. He's well versed, man. Like they did a really good job with that kid of raising him. Coming up in between Akron and Cleveland, they raised a real solid kid. It's hard to root against him. And like I said, I agree with you in terms of the Cabrera fight, because Cabrera is not a puncher, but that's another style that you want to see before you go against the championship level type fighters. You want to get through a boxer and see what you can do with that. He's a tall guy. He likes the range, and see if you can cut the ring off and see what you can do, how you can break that opponent down. But what about you, Ty? What do you think about a matchup between Giovanni Cabrera and Abdullah Mason coming up April 5th?
Yeah, I saw that. I was going to mention that. I like it. As you were saying, Cabrera gave Pitbull a tough fight. Pitbull kept coming in. Cabrera kept pushing him off. He was using his height and everything. I think him and Mason may be about the same height. So, but I think Mason, man, he's next level. Like we keep seeing him improve. Like I said, he's got a good team. His father, his brothers. He's got a recipe for greatness, man. So I like the fight. They're keeping him busy, so I'm 100% for it. And I got Mason by stoppage, man.
Yeah, man. If he keep this rate, like I say, Tank gonna be retiring soon. He mess around and keep looking good like that. You know what I'm saying? But Tank's guy, his trainer was saying that they should do a tournament.
Hey, Will, remember it's the weekend of love, man. Let's love up on Tank.
Yeah, I'm just saying, we just trying to be realistic. You know, ain't no hate. It's just all facts right there. Lil G, I just put this on here. Lil Dot, you don't even like Triple G, man. Look at Lil G. Only thing is, my G took more chance than Triple G did in his career. I thought Triple G, when he came out, that Triple G was that dude. I forgot the name of the guy that they had him fight, but he was going to fight Pirot, but then Pirot got injured. I think had Triple G fought Pirot, I think that would have changed the trajectory of his career. Also, if I put this on here for you too, you see Bud, he about 180 some pounds according to him. But I put on here that you see the comment made by Dave Resnick. He said Bud's getting his face smashed in September. All the PEDs won't help.
Why you gotta say the dude's on PEDs, man? It's
I'm just saying. That's what he said. That's what he said.
That's what I'm saying. Him. It's no proof of him being on PEDs. What make this even more insane is you talking about Crawford and PEDs. With Canelo been caught with PEDs.
No, Canelo's eating Clenbuterol or meat.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
Well,
they got
whatever. Clenbuterol and meat.
Cool. So, all right, man, let's keep it moving, man, because we got to get up out of here. Whitaker. And so your boy, y'all familiar with Ben Whitaker, the dude who be up there dancing and moving and stuff like that.
A lot of people, it's funny because a lot of people talk about him, and I know of him because a lot of people will ask me about him. So
my boy love him. That's who he asked about. He be like the two dudes that he liked the most, Tank Davis and Ben Whitaker.
I don't know what it is about this guy that haven't beaten anybody.
Because they got the YouTube shorts and he over there hitting dudes and he doing all crazy type stuff. And they like, dang, when this dude gonna fight? When some people call him a drunken master. They're like, when the drunken master gonna fight again? So when I told him about the fight that he had against Cameron before, and then he jumped out of the ring and stuff like that, he's like, oh, he must not be that good. But then he asked me again, when does the drunken master fight again? I was like, I don't know. So then I saw this, so that's the reason why I put it up there. But he has a little following though. He better get the job done on April 20th though. All right, a couple other topics, man, before we wrap this one up. Usyk is says he wants 2 more bouts, and he's looking to target the winner of the Dubois-Parker fight. Do you like Usyk in both of those fights, or which fight do you think is a better matchup for Usyk? Not that he can't beat both, but which one would you think would be an easier fight, or neither?
I think Parker would be an easier fight because Parker is going to try to outbox Usyk, and I think that's where I think you can't box a master boxer. It's harder to do that. And with Dubois, we've seen that fight already, and Usyk already beat him. But at the same time, Dubois has rebuilt his career back up. And even in that fight, he was giving Usyk a little bit of trouble with those body shots. Even though Usyk played up and allowed himself time to get up from that body shot. And some people saying that Dubois should have won. I think that was more so like, hey, if the ref is counting as a low blow, I'm going to stay down. But at the end of the day, Usyk was getting hit by body shots, and it was bothering him from Dubois. So I think that's still going to be a good fight to watch.
You know what I noticed, man, is those Eastern European guys don't like it to the body. You see what happened? You see what happened to Berenchuk. What about you, Ty? What do you think, man?
Yeah, I'm cool with it because Usyk showed up. He's the man. He beat the biggest names in the division. Joshua 2 times, Fury 2 times. He's undisputed. So I feel he has the right to retire at this point. He moved up to the division and he beat these guys. So I'm cool with it. But I like I would say I would rather see him fight Parker at this point because we already see him, stop the ball. And it just seemed like the punch that dropped the ball, it didn't even really look like it hurt. It just seemed like Dubois just maybe he just quit, or his heart just wasn't in it. He didn't want to fight no more or something. But like you said, that he's been on a mission, after that stoppage. He's been stopping everybody. So I would definitely like to see the rematch. So going forward, like I said, I'd rather see him fight Parker because we haven't seen that fight. But I think Dubois is more hungry, so we'll definitely get a different Dubois.
Is there anybody else that you would like to see him face outside of those two in the heavyweight division, or Bacoli? Let's see who else we have out here in the heavyweight division. He already beat Fury. He beat Dubois. Any of these other guys tip your tongue, John?
I think Zhang is like, we'll see if Zhang gets past, Kabal. I just feel that Zhang is too old. I like the Bicoli fight, but I just feel that Usyk would just be using too much footwork around Bicoli. I see Bicoli standing in front of him, coming forward, but that's not going to work against Usyk. We know he moves like a middleweight. He's just going to be constantly moving, throwing shots. So his defensive game is going to be way better than Jared Anderson. So I like the Bicoli fight, but I just think Usyk just got too much tricks up his sleeve. Like Bicoli, I haven't honestly before the Anderson fight, I haven't seen much of him, but he just looks more like a one-trick pony standing in front of you coming forward. He doesn't look like he'll have too much to offer Usyk. So I'll definitely favor Usyk in that fight.
But I'm listening.
Yeah, I just feel Usyk would like just dance suckers around Bicoli. Now, am I saying that Usyk will hurt Bicoli? I don't know, but I can see Bicoli coming forward. But I just feel that Usyk would he just got too many tricks up his sleeve for Bicoli. But I'll take that fight over any other ones right now.
Oh, so shout out to Abdul Rahim. He called Ben Whitaker Ben Quitter. Quittiker. That is funny. But this right here, this is what I was like, about Usyk, Daniel Dubois, and Usyk versus Ja Opetaia. That might be the one right there because Opetaia got the movement and quickness that the heavyweights don't have. That might be his kryptonite. Oh, it's a good call right there, good brother. Last but not least, man, your boy Aries Landy Lara coming in at 46 years of age. He's going to fight Yeleni Hernandez. For the Canelo Skull undercard. Here he come out of his little hole. Every so often he peeks out and he'll fight on somebody's undercard. Y'all familiar with Yeleni Hernandez?
I'm not at all, but I want to say shout out to Aries Landy Lara, 46 years of age. I want to be more like him, drink the type of water that he drinking, man. He black don't crack, man. That's all I say. Don't crack, man.
Looking at over there eyeballing Aries Landy Lara. Now,
what about you, Ty? Respect, man.
Respect. What about you, Ty? You looking forward to Aries Landy Lara fighting against this no-name guy? What are you gonna fight Cornflake LaManna again? Come on.
Yeah. I don't know the guy, but even though Lawrence older, he's looked good against Danny. I mean, he dropped Danny Garcia. It looked like Danny Garcia quit. Like I said, he dropped Cornflake first round or so. So even though he's an older fighter, he still looks impressive. So like I said, I don't know the guy, but let's see what Laura still got in the tank.
The thing about him is he's still fighting on these bar room fights. Like, come on, man. Either one of these guys don't look like they much of anything for a world-class fighter, but I guess he has to. I'm exaggerating when I say 46. I think Aries Landy about 41, 42. I add a couple of extra years to him.
But they say Cubans are older than what they are. Like,
right.
They say this about all of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
They said about Ortiz. They said about Frank Sanchez. They say the Cubans are really older than what they are, and I always hear that Cubans fake their age or something. So,
so it's probably like 49. Then.
Ain't no way Rigo was the age they said he was. You know what I'm saying? but anyway, man, let's go ahead and end this, man. We're gonna have our last hip hop conversation. I want you to rank these right here, man. Nothing but love. Even though we're talking about this songs, it's still nothing but love. Rank these in the order from 1 to 4 as far as hip hop diss tracks. Who would like to go first? Bill, Ty, are you familiar with all of these tracks right here? Or this is
I just do it like this. I love Ether, so I'm a Ether first because I think Nas
across the belly.
That was my joint there. So I'm gonna go with Ether.
Go with Ether, man.
Hit 'em up, not like it's in no Vaseline. That's my order. Just the way it is. Just the way it is.
Disrespectful. What about you, Bill? Bill, how are you when it comes to diss tracks? Are you a fan of them?
Yeah, I'll listen to diss tracks. I mean, I'm not a big fan of rappers, diss each other unless I'm a fan of the rapper themselves. Which the only one I'm not a big fan of was Kendrick and Drake. But I still respect what happened and how it happened. So I'm gonna start with of course Ether is number one because it had the lyrics too. So it had the lyrics, it had the disrespect in there. And when you look at the situation, no one thought that Nas would win a battle with Jay-Z, and that changed Jay-Z's, even with how Jay-Z raps and what he talks about. If you notice, Jay-Z, he made a lot less player music after that. Hit Him Up, number two, just because it's scandalous, man. It was just a scandalous song, man. And the first time you heard it, man, it was just like, whoa. But at the end of the day, it actually didn't really destroy Biggie's career like that, in my mind as I remember. But it was scandalous though. Go with No Vaseline. No Vaseline was crazy, because Ice Cube took on like 4 members of NWA and a manager, and he came out winning. And then NWA broke up right after that, which means that song was largely true. Then Not Like Us, you gotta respect Not Like Us, man, because of what just happened. Where, I mean, how many diss songs you gonna perform at a Super Bowl and win Grammys? And it wasn't too long ago when Drake had that back-to-back on Meek Mill, and he was being lauded for that, and people were afraid to go at him, and he won a Grammy for it. And you got Kendrick, who basically, if he didn't end Drake's career, he definitely put it on hiatus. So,
Drake just came out with a CD number one.
He can come out with CD number one all you want, but when some people calling you, wondering if you're a pedophile or whatever you are, hey, that's checkmate pretty much.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, well, you should have threw Checkmate on there with Jada and 50. That's my favorite diss song ever. When I first heard that, man, I was just like, I had that thing on repeat.
Yeah, that's a good dish. It's a lot of them out here, man. But as far as these are concerned, No Vaseline, I want to rate it number one. I really do, because of the stakes at that time when Cube left and went solo. You wouldn't have known that he was going to be that prominent figure in hip hop that he was when he dropped his first couple CDs. Cube was that dude, and he had so much substance that he brought to the table. And not only, like, he come out the gate at them dudes. God damn it. As soon as he come, and he's getting at all of them. Ran, Easy, Dre, like, he just took down the whole regime. Now NWA still was cold, but it that had to hurt, just the way he was just getting at them, like, piece by piece, every lyric. So that got to be up there. Like, it's either one or two. I love Ether because at that time with Nas, Nas kept alluding and having certain songs where he kind of subliminally saying things about Jay-Z. We know it's tension there. We know they got beef, right? And then I remember he was coming out with Stillmatic. And my boy, he was like, man, Nas, he better not be coming with that subliminal stuff. If he come out, he better, like, get at him. So when he came out with the song, Better Get Yourself a Gun, my boy was like, I like the song. He said, but that ain't it, man. That's not it. Then Westcon came out, that Ether came out, and boom, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was it. He was coming at him. He was saying some slick stuff in there, and he was direct. And rarely do you get a Nas that's direct like that. He was coming off like he was a little bit of a pop figure at that time too. Because not only did he come up with the diss, but he was on like Hot 97, getting at dudes and that type of stuff. And then he put together that masterpiece with Stillmatic, with the Rewind and all of that type of stuff. So those two are neck and neck. And then I'll go Hit 'Em Up, and then Not Like Us, but Not Like Us is growing on me. Last thing I'm gonna ask you fellas is this. What did you think about the Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance?
I had to go back because it was a lot that's in there. Well, first off, when he was announced as being the performer, I didn't like the decision for the simple fact, not because I don't like Kendrick, because I knew what was going to happen. Where he's the type of artist that people don't really understand. He's misunderstood. It's almost like I'm a huge Nas fan, but I understand that Nas is not for everybody, and you can't always put Nas in front of a bunch of people because the general public just want to dance and shake their butt. They don't understand him like that. But Kendrick is similar, and I knew he would be too deep for a lot of people. So look at the performance. Of course, it had everything that me personally I would want to see in a hip hop artist, but it wasn't for everybody, and that's cool. But as far as us and hip hop, real hip hop, people got to see what real hip hop is. And even if they criticize it and say, "Oh, it was the worst show," we don't understand what he was saying. It's not for you to understand. That's what hip hop is. It's communication in our language, where the other people outside of hip hop don't understand.
So you like it?
I liked it.
What about you, Ty? What you think about the performance?
Yeah, I liked it. To be honest, I was half knocked out because I had to work very early. So, but yeah, I seen it and everything. And then you had the Samuel Jackson, you had the Serena Williams. So it was cool. And like I said, this was a topic for days. This was a topic for days. Even now, there's still a topic. A lot of people still talking about it. What was the message? Did you understand? So I liked it because the fact that it still got people talking about it like this. Like now, other halftime shows, a lot of people, they just like it. They like the songs they played, but like this one was different because, like I said, it was a message. So, like I said, it definitely got people talking. So I'm with it 100%.
When I first saw it, I was halfway watching. So this is what happened last week. So after we finished, eventually I took me a little nap. And so when I wake up, I see for the Super Bowl, it's 7-0. I'm looking on my phone. So I'm going to the living room. When I go to the living room, I'm trying to warm something up to eat while I check out some of the Super Bowl. By the time I'm doing it, I get an update on my phone. It's 10-0. So then I warm my food. By the time I'm sitting down, wash my hands, getting everything set up, I look up. They talking about it's 17-0. And then not too long after that, Mahomes threw an interception and it's 24-0. So I'm like, I'm not watching this type of stuff. They blowing it. And so I had no interest in watching the Super Bowl. So I cut the TV off. I'm sitting over here reading something. Then I got an update about the Super Bowl performance coming on. So I'm halfway watching the performance, and I'm doing something at the same time. Initially, when I saw it, I'm like, man, this is the wackest thing that I've ever seen at a Super Bowl because I'm used to a Super Bowl having artists who performing their greatest hits. And it's like you can go ahead and rock out because the Super Bowl is like a party. And I'm looking at Kendrick Lamar. I'm like, man, this dude got these dang on boot cuts on and he's over there moving funny on the screen and stuff. I'm like, what the heck is this going on? Then I look up Serena over there crip walking. I'm like, that is whack. Please get this dude up out of here. He's overrated. His voice wasn't even sounding right to him, but I'm halfway watching it. So then I'm complaining. And everybody talking about these messages and all of that type of stuff. And I'm like, man, that just was a whack performance, man. And he's not performing some of the songs that I want to hear off of what was that Good Kid, Mad City, like that CD. And then he had another one that I like too, but I didn't hear any of those songs that I wanted to hear. So I'm mad, man. But then we had a day off on Wednesday because of the weather. So I said, let me go back and watch the performance. So I watched it from top to bottom. I'm hearing Samuel Jackson. I'm hearing how he's going, he's leading up to the Not Like Us song, but the way he was going about doing it, then the message that he had in there, Samuel L. Jackson, to tell him to do this and do that. Cool, man. That was one of the most thought-provoking performances. Like you said, when you get a Kendrick Lamar, you got to take into consideration that you're going to get something that you're going to have to decipher. And it's like what the battle rapper, Loaded Lux, he has a saying, rewind, find, because there's more to find. And so some artists that you have, you might listen to it and you might just like it. Like I'm gonna talk about this one song as well, but you might like their music, but then when you figure out that it's a deeper meaning to what it is that their lyrics and stuff like that. You're like, dang, not only do I just like the song, but this song has deeper meanings than what I thought it was in the first place. That song Squabble Up. I had no idea on Squabble Up that the lyrics, I just like the song. The music, it makes me, I just like that song, right? But then when I'm looking and every line on there is a different song, I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? So shout out to him. He's one of those guys who's layered. And then I even let up on the Serena crip walking stuff because I don't think that's necessary, but I understand the fact that she's crip walking to the song, had the relationship with Drake. Also, she did that at the in the tennis tournament. She got fined and stuff like that. And so she's free to do it now on this national stage, and she without any repercussions. So I understand, the whole big idea about it. But I like the performance. I like it if they just had somebody like they had Lil Wayne on there, because Wayne got some stuff. If they would have had him, he wasn't gonna give you the meaning, but you probably would have been able to jam out. And he probably able to bring some of those New Orleans people on stage that you hadn't seen in a long time as well. Anything else you fellas have as we wrap this one up, man? It's always good conversation, good dialogue. Today is all about love, man. Love the performance, Kendrick.
I was gonna say, Samuel Jackson, man. Like if you look at his film resume from like the time he made his first movie to now, he's put out a movie every single year. So he's got to be like one of the hardest African American actors out there, man. Like nonstop, every single year he's had a movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else you guys have, man? Shout out next week. It's going to be a huge boxing weekend. Vail is bugging, talking about he not watching everything.
I'm in and out, but I'm gonna watch the ones that I want to watch.
What don't you want to watch? All of these right here are like headline fights. This could be something like each one of these. If they said
each one of these, but HBO. You mentioned the 3 fights proceeding up to these 5, though.
I don't know. The ones that I'm talking about, like right. On the screen. And this don't even
I'm watching the ones on the screen. I'm watching the ones on the screen. I'll say that.
And this don't even have big Jelly John on here. This don't even have Callum Smith and
Botsy, I'm not watching that.
Listen, man, if that was coming on Saturday and that was the main event on the Zone over in the UK, I'm coming back home to check that out. I gotta see what Buazi can do because they talk so highly of this dude. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just a bigger boxing fan. It's all good.
Oh, no, you throwing shots, Will. Will up here throwing Drake shots.
I'm just asking, man. I'm just
hurt my feelings, man. All right, Will. I see you.
Last thing, though, Vil, you think we're gonna get that snow? Some people talking about it's gonna be close to 10 inches on Wednesday and Thursday.
I think we will get snow. It's never as bad as we think it's going to be, and one of the biggest indicators is like the temperature. You normally get real good snow when it's in the low 20s. When it's like low 30s, that's where some of that stuff is probably gonna melt, and then it could change to rain. Which, as we saw last week, a lot of stuff got rained away that next day. So we'll see.
Yeah, what you think? Do y'all get that weather out that way, Ty?
Yeah, like you said, we was work. We was actually had to work Wednesday, but usually where I work at, we're out of a yard, and they try to keep 11 drivers, 12 drivers at a yard. And only 2 routes went out, but I still went out and helped one of the guys on his route. So that made Thursday a lot harder because we had to pretty much get caught back up. But yeah, I think it's gonna happen because the weather's been weird lately, man. Like yesterday, it rained all day. That was our second time getting snow. So. And then it's saying snow again. So, I think it's going to be happening. But, yeah, the weather's been weird lately.
Listen, man, it's raining crazy right now as we speak. Oh, before I forget, Vail, in April, man, mark your calendars, good brother, because it's like I might be moving to another spot inside this building, because what they're doing is, it's like Martin. I told us I'm not paying the $5. You understand what I'm saying? And so since they're going ahead and increasing my rent $5, I said, nah, we got to go ahead and I ain't paying the $5. You understand?
$100 or $5?
About $5, man. We ain't doing that. That's a loyal patron up in this piece, man. They need to go ahead and give me a discount. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, if I move to the spot that's right over next to me, then the move would just be to the next one over. It's about 4 or 5 of them that are available around the time that I would move. But just mark your calendar, man.
In the same building?
Because everything is expensive.
Okay,
So it wouldn't make sense to leave and go somewhere else and you paying about $100 less, but you got a poor quality, like a way poor quality place to stay. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. So that we need your boy to make America great again, man.
I thought you was talking about maybe the next building over. What you talking about? Next
No. It would be within the same complex. I'm gonna check with them tomorrow, and I might even go up there today because I see the floor plans, and I would just move into something like a slightly bigger. And what that would help with also is I still got some stuff in storage, and so with the bigger place, I can just take that out of there and don't have to keep paying that storage fee that I pay as well. But we'll see, man. But just mark your calendars, man. And this time, like I said, don't break the man code. When Bill, that was the first person to be up in this spot right here. And I look up, Bill trying to be the first one to use the bathroom up in my spot. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, come on.
I mean, I took a number 1, dude.
It was
It was a 0.8.
But anyway, man, let's go ahead and close this one out, man. There's too much personal information. But let me go into the chat real quick. I see my guy, he says that level up LFG. My guy, there ain't nothing but love, man. Anytime that you want to come on, make sure that you go ahead and start through, man. We like to hear thoughts, of the people, because we men of the people. You understand what I'm saying? Ty, you got anything else, man, you want to say before we wrap up?
Nah, man. Pete, appreciate, guys invite me on the show. Always good to start bouncing up with other hardcore fans. Like I said, man, y'all do y'all thing. Big fan of the show. This is like one of my favorite podcasts. So anytime I got an opportunity to come on, I'm always going to come on and salute to everybody in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate you, Abdul, man. Hopefully you subscribe.
Ty.
Not only ours, man, but Ty, he does really good work over there. Ty, are you going live next week for the
Yeah, I want to see. I'm trying to see who gonna come on. Yeah, I got a go live from one of them. I'm gonna try to definitely do the main event. So
I'm about to say, that might be a longest show ever if you start with the first one.
Y'all check out Ty when he does these lives, man. And I ain't just saying that because Ty's my man, but man, I be looking at that shit. I be listening with stuff be happening. It is like entertaining, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Y'all be like, whoa! I'm like, yeah. I feel like I'm there with people in the fight.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna close this one out, fellas. I just want to say shout out to Bo Mac before we go ahead and close it out. And this, for real,
show love, my man. Bo
I'm
Mac.
showing love to Bo Mac. The reason why I'm saying that is if Bud Crawford end up winning that fight against Canelo, that he has to be trainer of the year. If Bud is able to do that, because he got Keyshawn. He's going to have. He works with. Does he work with Shakur too? I'm not sure. Who's Shakur? Sure. Yeah, but those two performances, the way Keyshawn is looking, and if Bud is successful, then you got to go with Bo Mac. Even though when I'm hearing Keyshawn last fight, he was giving credit more to like Bud and somebody else he was saying who told him to go to the body as opposed to Bo Mac. But Bo Mac got him in that ring, got him ready to rock and roll. All right, fellas, go ahead, Bill. Go ahead and close us out, man. Ain't nothing but love, man.
Yes, it's the love weekend, man. Everybody, if you have a day off, enjoy it. If you don't, enjoy it also, because every day we wake up is a blessing, man. Everybody be safe always. I'm always a proponent of that. And live your life, man. So see y'all next week.
If the good Lord says, man.
Yes, the good Lord says, Lord with a peace.
Yeah, man. Tomorrow I'll be with my lady, man. She the type that you'll put down your jacket over a puddle for. You understand what I'm saying? But on that note, man, peace out.
Peace.
Peace.